I am writing this to inform others of one of the most horrible and scary experiences I have ever encountered yesterday. For context, I'm a 29-year-old female, and I had just left the gym. It started at Kroger. I made a stop to do my weekly grocery shopping. A few minutes in, I notice a gentleman, white, light brown hair, about 45 to 50 years old maybe, medium build. Kind of in the start of I want to grow a beard phase. Anyways, he started following me around the store. He appeared in every aisle. He would look at things, then set them down, step down the next aisle, and so on as I went on shopping. I acted like I forgot something and hurried back to the other end of the store, and of course, there he was again. I turned around and he was gone, vanished. I finished up and went to check out thinking he was gone, or maybe someone spooked him away. But when I got to my vehicle, there he was, parked in the lane across from me, watching me load my groceries up. He was in a white-looking minivan, no back seats, cage bars behind driver's seat and across all the windows. Like, what a creeper van. At this point, I'm figuring there's way too many people out here for him to try anything. Then he left. He went and sat in the back of the bank parking lot next door. I was watching him as I put my cart away. When I pulled out of the parking lot, he pulled out behind me. He followed me, switching lanes when I did, going around cars and turning when I did, trying to keep up. He made sure to stay at least a car behind until we got onto the next main road. I changed my plans and headed towards the police station. He followed me all the way until I pulled into the parking lot. He sat there and watched me walk all the way up to the door. Then he sped off. The police say because I didn't get a plate number and he didn't harm me, they can't do anything. They said they'd look at their security footage to see if he got close to their cameras, but we were sure he wasn't that stupid. When I got home, I posted the story in a Facebook group for my city. I wanted to let everyone know and put the description of him and his van out there. It didn't take 5 minutes before people started replying, saying that they had similar issues with this same guy just a few days ago. You can never be too cautious nowadays. It's sad that we can't do everyday activities without being terrified of what or who is out there. This happened about a week ago, and I'm still shaking just thinking about it. I've been debating whether to share it or not, but I figure maybe getting it out there will help me cope. I just went to Walmart to pick up a few things. Nothing special, just regular grocery shopping. But what happened next? I can't believe it actually happened to me. It started when I was in the cereal aisle. I wasn't paying much attention because I was trying to figure out if I should get Cheerios or Frosted Flakes. I guess I wasn't watching where I was going because I accidentally bumped my cart into someone else's. It wasn't even a hard bump, just one of those little taps, you know. I immediately turned around to apologize. But before I could even get a word out, this guy, maybe in his late 30s, scruffy looking, wearing a faded black hoodie, just lost it. He snapped at me, yelling something like, "Watch where you're going." I was so taken aback by his anger that all I could do was stammer out an apology. I thought that would be the end of it, just a bad-tempered guy having a rough day. But boy, was I wrong. As I moved down the aisle, I noticed he was still glaring at me. I tried to brush it off and went on with my shopping, but every time I turned a corner or went to a new aisle, there he was, just standing there watching me with this intense look in his eyes. It was like he was waiting for something. I started feeling really uncomfortable, but I told myself I was just being paranoid. There were tons of people in the store. Nothing was going to happen. But then things got worse. I was in the frozen food section when I heard him muttering under his breath. I didn't catch everything, but I definitely heard him say, "I should kill you." My heart skipped a beat. I tried to act like I didn't hear it, hoping he was just venting or maybe even talking to himself. But then he got louder, making sure I heard him. He was saying all sorts of nasty things. How people like me should watch their backs. How easy it would be to make me disappear. At this point, I was freaking out. I wanted to get out of there, but I still had a few things to grab. I kept trying to avoid him, taking weird paths through the store. But no matter where I went, he seemed to be one step ahead of me. It felt like a nightmare, and I just wanted to wake up. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to just leave and come back another time. But as I headed towards the exit, he cut me off with his cart. He was right in front of me and he wasn't moving. His eyes were wild, like he was ready to do something crazy. I tried to go around him, but he grabbed my arm hard. I could feel his fingers digging into my skin, and I was too scared to even scream. He leaned in close, and I could smell the stench of his breath as he whispered,
"Think you can just walk away from this?"
That's when I finally snapped out of my frozen state and started yelling for help. I tried to pull away, but he wouldn't let go. He was shouting too, saying something about how no one could help me now. I thought for sure I was going to die right there in the middle of Walmart. Luckily, some employees and other shoppers started to notice the commotion. I don't remember much after that because everything happened so fast. There was yelling, people running over, and then security showed up. They were trying to calm the guy down, but he wasn't having it. He let go of me and started swinging at the security guards, screaming about how I deserved to get what was coming to me. Next thing I know, the police were called. They arrived pretty quickly, and things escalated even more. The guy fought them too, trying to resist arrest. He was completely out of control, like a rabid animal or something. It took 3 officers to finally get him in cuffs and drag him out of the store. I was shaking so bad I could barely stand. The police took my statement, and I found out later that the guy had a history of violent outbursts. I don't know if he was on something or just plain crazy, but I've never been so scared in my life. I'm still having trouble sleeping after what happened. Every time I close my eyes, I see his face, hear his voice threatening me. I can't believe something like this could happen over a stupid accident in a grocery store. I'm just glad I made it out alive, but I don't think I'll ever feel safe shopping alone again.